All right. Thank you for doing this recording today. Will you tell us what your name is and what you thought about the last 3 months in the program?
My name is Noor and the last 3 months of the program have been, this sounds really dramatic, but they've been life-changing because my habits are completely improved and different than from the time I started.
That's awesome. What are you most proud of as far as those habits go?
I think my perspective on food in general has changed. At the start, I was reaching for foods I enjoyed regardless or almost regardless of really what kind of nutritional value it was providing for me. And now um, adding on one habit at a time has made it so that treating it almost like a homework assignment, I would think, okay, I need to get in one more serving of vegetables. So then without really thinking about it, I would add spinach to my, or add a salad as a side to like my dinner entree, or whatever I knew I needed, I would just add it without really thinking about it, which made it, um, for me, it definitely helped with my perspective of treating food more as a fuel more than as a comfort or as almost solely for pleasure.
Yeah, yeah. And I know one thing that we worked on was snacking in the beginning. And that was something that was hard was how to stop snacking out of boredom and how to fit in more nutritious foods. And how would you say those struggles have developed over the last 3 months?
They've definitely, I would say they've definitely improved on days when I would snack, even on like, so sunflower seeds are my favorite, my favorite snack. And before I could like, if I, without trying, if I wanted to, I could eat like a whole bag. Now it's like my body can tell when I've had enough. And then I would just, even on a subconscious level, if I, and now I measure too. So I would like measure a serving size out and then eat that. And then I would be satisfied. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a much more control. I feel like I have a lot more control, and I'm not really like functioning off of craving anymore. It's more like, again, like food is fuel. I'm treating it more like necessity, even when it is something that I enjoy eating. I know when to stop now. So it's
Yeah.
still, I think on some days it's still a little more challenging than others, but it's I feel like I've come a long way in that area too.
Yeah, I would totally agree. You have come such a excuse me, such a long way. And part of that is you've learned how to structure your meal times, structure your meals when you have one. And that has really helped you as far as the food is fuel aspect. And I know another thing that those specific things have really helped you with is your energy levels. Do you want to talk a little bit about how your energy was before this program and how it is now?
I'll say like the best example I could think of is that I used to, on weekends, sleeping in, I would, without trying, sometimes I don't know if it was like stress in combination with low stress, I would sleep for 12 hours sometimes without even trying. And sometimes I would like get up after I would open my eyes in bed after, 8, 9 hours of sleep and still think like I'm so tired or I don't want to get up, and then close my eyes and go back to sleep. I've had like several weekends like that. And then now I wake up and I'm ready. I'm ready to get up, and I start my day right away. Even on weekends when I don't really have like obligations or like anything prioritized for the weekend. It's that's the best example I can think of in terms of how my energy has improved. It's just night and day.
Yeah, I know. And you've mentioned a lot of times over the last couple of months that you've really noticed how specifically in the morning, how much more energy you have, how much more focus and clarity you have when you're going through the day at work and you don't feel as kind of lethargic and sleepy. So those are all things that have definitely improved. And I know off the top of my head, by looking back at all of your, the tracking that I've done for your energy and things like that, it's improved by over 6 points from where you started. So you've definitely made a lot of progress there. And that just goes back to the fact that you were saying, like, yeah, you worked a lot on using food as fuel. And that was huge. That was huge. So overall, would you say that you are glad you did this program, and would you recommend it to somebody else who's struggling to lose weight?
Yes, I highly recommend this program. I think it's great in the sense that you're building habits one at a time. Before I would just kind of like, if I wanted to, or if I had a goal in mind, I would jump in all at once with macros and then not even know what I'm doing. But this, without even trying, without even like realizing it, I'm kind of building on those fundamentals, which is amazing. Yes, I highly recommend your program. And yes, I have specific people in mind actually who I would recommend your program to.
That's great. Awesome. Yeah, well, send them on over because we'll get started. And I also just want to give you a shout out because you have lost, I won't say what number, but inches and pounds, and it's very exciting. And I was just super excited to see how excited you were just a
Yeah.
few minutes. We looked at those together and you were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe what a difference I've really made in the last 3 months. And seeing those photos side by side, seeing that data represented for you visually, you were so excited. And that was just awesome to see.
That was insane. That was insane. Seeing your progress photos tell you so much. So seeing them side by side was eye-opening.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, Noor. Well, thank you so much for sharing this. And I'm going to stop our recording and I'll talk to you here in a second.